So today I'm going to take you through a hip opening sequence because I don't know about you guys, hip opening sequences, there's probably a plethora of them online, but there's definitely ones that I like the most. I'll probably do a couple of these because there are so many exercises you can do for hip opening, but this will be my first sequence for what I feel is a good hip opening exercise, especially after sitting for a while, riding in a car for a while, a long run, repetitive exercise. So we're gonna come down to the mat and we're gonna start in a wide open child's pose. So knees to the corners or the sides of the mat, hands to the top, and then as you come into this pose, breathing in through the nose, forehead to the mat, and exhaling. And inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then coming up into a tabletop, and we're going to drop our hips to the right, so to the right corner. So we're going to come around into like a circular motion. So you're pushing your hips back all the way to the other side, and then we're going to go other side, left, down and around. This should feel really nice. Out and around. One more time each way. Making sure to inhale at the top and exhale all the way through. And back to the top. All right, coming down into a downward dog, everyone's favorite. So into a nice downward dog stance. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Staring back on top of those quadriceps. You can walk it out here, whatever you want to do. This is such a fantastic exercise to help with the hips. All right, stepping it into a ragdoll pose. I think everyone probably knows ragdoll pose too, but that's why these are so good. So taking your peace fingers around your toes and then making sure to hinge from the hips. You don't want to roll into the spine like that. Just hinge from the hips and then roll down. Taking those peace fingers around those toes and then really bending and stretching into it. It's okay if you need to bend your knees. It's fine. Just meet your body where you're at. Not all of us are this bendy, stretchy thing that can just go completely straight and perfect, and that is okay. It's okay. Some people are, and that is so cool. I think it's fantastic. I'm not one of those. All right, from here, we're going to take our right foot forward. We're going to take our left foot back to a low lunge. And then take your left hand to your right foot. And then just twisting low lunge. It's such a great stretch. Really breathing into the stretch. All right, from here, we're going to come back into our quad. So you're going to lower your knee, and then hand comes back to your ankle, and then a quad stretch. So it's okay to tent those fingers. It's better to come down on your hand, but meet yourself where you're at. Breathing into this a couple breaths. And then lowering that foot and then just sliding back into a half split. So the foot comes up, toes are untucked, and just finding that nice half split. This should feel sensational. I love this stretch, especially after running. Breathing into it. Inhaling the good and exhaling all the tension. Now coming back up to the top of your mat, we're going to go to the other side. So coming into a plank, just to set yourself up, and then bringing your left foot forward this time into that low lunge twist. Taking a good, nice couple breaths. Making sure to inhale through the nose. And then on your exhale, lower your knee. And then come back for that quad on the other side. Making sure to breathe. Breath is so important when it comes to stretching. And then lowering that foot and tucking the toe, coming back onto that, down into that half split on the other side. Alright, on exhale we're going to come up back into that ragdoll, and then this is a simple stretch, so you're going to take your left foot back, right foot forward, and this is pyramid stretch, okay? So this foot's almost at a 45-degree angle, right foot is forward. Don't hyperextend, don't push into those joints, just find some nice good strength there in your legs, in your joints. Should feel a nice stretch. Making sure to breathe. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Inhale and exhale into that. Making sure to really ground those feet in. And then we'll take it back up into ragdoll. And then my favorite stretch, lizard pose with some slight variation. So we're going to take our left foot back first, all the way back into our low lunge again. Take both hands into the inside. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push your foot forward, just till you feel comfortable. But really, I try to get it above my hands. And then drop your knee and tuck your toe, and then your foot is going to go out at a 45-degree angle, just out. And then your knee is going to fall, and that's okay. So this is a great stretch for the hips. Nice opener. You can stay here on your palms, or you can go down into a full, like a lizard pose. Making sure to breathe. You're really good. In fact, staying in this pose for an extended amount of time, up to 5 minutes, would be awesome on both sides. So now we're going to untuck the toe, come back into a plank, and then we'll go to the other side. So this time the left foot goes forward. Shove that foot forward a little bit. I don't want to say shove, that's not a nice word, but slide the foot forward, drop that knee, foot goes out, 45-degree angle, untuck the toe. Find a good stance. And then when you're ready, if you did it on the other side, come down onto the elbows. Into that full lizard. Inhaling and exhaling. This should feel really nice. Don't go to the point that you're hurting though. It should feel nice. If it's hurting, come out a little bit. If it's hurting, you can bring your foot in a little bit, this foot in a little bit, whatever you do to make it and adjust it for what you need, okay? All right, so now we're gonna come back up into a yogi squat. I'm sure you all know what a yogi squat is, so feet are a little bit wider than hip width. You're gonna come down into your yogi squat. Elbows should kind of press into your knees here. Finding strength here. Making sure to breathe. Inhale and exhale. And from here, we're going to find a straddle. So we're going to come up, and then we're going to widen, walk the feet out as far as you would like to go. And find a stretch, making sure to not hyperextend as you're in this. You don't want to push into those joints. Just go to where it feels comfortable, where you can find a good stretch. If you can go further out and put those elbows down, go for it. For me, I really like this stance right here. If you want a deeper, fuller stretch for the body, you can even twist up into it both ways. I don't know about you, but my spine still needs it, just like my hips. They work together. Just really work into that stretch. Should feel really nice. And then walk the feet back. Hip width apart. This one you're gonna find a little balance in the right foot. Bringing the left foot and ankle over the right knee, and we're gonna come into a standing pigeon. You can bring your hands to prayer if you'd like. You can come here if you want a deeper stretch and take peace fingers and come all the way down. But really trying to sink down as far as your body wants you to go today. Breathing. Coming back up. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So, ankle over knee, flexing the feet, coming down. Flexing that foot just helps protect those knee joints. And then if you did it on the other side, coming down with peace fingers again. Big inhale and exhale. Coming back up. And back up at the top. You can take another ragdoll if you want here for a break. Sometimes that's nice. This is not really vinyasa flow, this is more just using some of the poses that work well for these hip opening sequences. Okay, so then we're gonna come into a warrior two pose. So follow the direction of your knee joint with your foot, and then the top is going to come straight to the top of your mat and 90-degree angle in those legs, arms out wide, and then making sure to be tall in the spine. And this should feel really nice right here. Breathing into that a couple times. If you'd like to move with this, you can raise the hands up and down and move in. But make sure whatever you do on one side, you do the other side the same. All right, we'll take the other side. So flipping around, left foot comes to the top of the mat. You really want your top of your foot up here to line, not a perfect line, but to the other heel. If you need to widen that because you're off balance, you can always widen it, but you don't want the foot to go back behind because you'll fall over. Well, most people will. So finding that warrior two on this side now. And breathing into it. Making sure that knee stays strong, not bending in either direction. All right. My next favorite pose is pigeon pose. We've done standing pigeon, but you can never get too much pigeon. So coming down into a plank pose and bringing the right knee forward to the hands, to the top of your mat. And then the back leg, your foot is going to go flat on the floor, leg is straight, and you're going to just sink into that pose. Now, if you're extra flexible, you can always bring that foot up further and then sink down further there as well. You can bring your elbows up and really enjoy this stretch. It's amazing. Probably the best stretch besides lizard for your hips. All right, and then coming up, and we're gonna switch to the other side. So coming back into a plank, your back, and then bringing the left knee forward. And then once again, whatever you did on the other side, making sure to do the same thing. It's all about finding the balance in our bodies. Making sure to breathe. All right. You can stay there longer if you like. We're going to move into butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are going to come together, trying to get the back of your heels as close in to the crotch area as you can. Your knees do not have to touch the floor. Only special people do that, and that's cool. And then you're going to interlace your fingers and then just fall into that stretch. You can bring it forward, you can stay up here, whatever you like. If your knees touch the ground, that's fantastic, but they don't have to. You can still get the stretch that you need for you, just how you are. All right, coming into that pose, breathing. I like to move into it. And exhale down, maybe inhale up. And from here, we're gonna go into a happy baby. So coming down on your back, your legs are gonna be extended, and then you're going to either, whatever feels best to you. You can go on the outside of your foot, or you can go on the inside. I kind of like the outside, for it feels a little bit deeper for me. And then you're just going to bring it's like your knees are coming into the mat. You're just gonna hang out here. You can rock side to side, whatever feels good. Now you can take this a little bit deeper and put peace fingers around the toes and take your legs out, making sure not to hyperextend, but still finding stretch and strength there. You can close and open. Exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Or you can just keep it here. This happy baby. It's really good to keep the legs extended too. It's a nice inversion. Kind of helps bring balance back to the body. Even reaching up here is a good stretch. And the last couple poses I'll do are cow face pose. So we'll take the right leg over the left first, and then is knee over knee, and then you're going to grab your ankles like handlebars. Now don't like over pull on this, just do it feels good. Find the sensation that you need. And then exhale into that stretch. Couple deep breaths. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand to our right knee and just let them fall over to the side. And then our right hand comes and extends out the opposite direction, looking towards our right hand, and a nice stretch. If you want to take this a little deeper, then you can always twist the foot around at the bottom too to get a deeper stretch. It's okay if the hips come up. You just kind of are aiming for those shoulders to stay on the ground, on the mat. And bringing the head and neck back first, bringing the knees back up. We're going to take the opposite side now, so left knee comes on top, grabbing those handlebars or ankles. Getting a nice stretch, inhaling and exhaling in to the stretch. And when you're exhaling, you're going to let it fall to the opposite side. And then if you've done the twist, I can't do it on both sides. Ew. There you go. And then you're just gonna let it fall. And then opposite hand comes out. Find a nice, relaxing twist here. Twists are great kind of feel like they get a full body stretch. Making sure to breathe. And untwisting, bringing the head back and coming, sitting back up. And that is my first hip sequence for you guys. Today, I come to you in a realistic way. No bells and whistles. I want you to see what it's really like. I hope this helps you, especially after those long runs, sitting, all those things that just really make our hips super tight. So have a great day. Thanks for doing yoga with me today.